Hello again, good evening. Celebrating 25 years of joy with you. Good afternoon and welcome to Business Live. Coming up, imports from China taking a hit by delays and disruptions due to the current lockdown of parts of that country in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. Port management company Meridian Ports says Tema Seaport places Ghana strategically for implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement this year. And Registrar General threatens to delete over 600,000 business names from the company's register if they fail to file their returns and re-register. We bring you details of all these stories plus more in this edition of Business Live from Huawei. Now to our very first story. Meridian Port Services MPS says it believes the Tema Seaport places Ghana strategically for implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement this year. The CFTA is expected to create the largest free market in the world and facilitate movement of goods and people to boost intra-African trade. According to MPS, its Terminal 3 project could serve as the intra-Africa logistics platform, which will play a major role on the continent. Legal, licensing and permit manager at MPS, Frank Ebo-Brown, disclosed this on the sidelines of a visit by the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce. Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement under the African Union is set to be a game changer for businesses in Africa. The treaty will create trillions of dollars in a combined GDP for over 1.2 billion people on the continent. Meridian Port Services MPS believes Ghana has a crucial role to play in the AFCFTA through the new Tema Port, hence the need to engage all stakeholders. Frank Ebo-Brown says engaging the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce as a stakeholder is one of the means of projecting the country.
We want to create a good transshipment facility. African Continental Free Trade Area is about trading within Africa and offering the best opportunities to your customers. We have positioned ourselves in such a way that we have the deepest draft. We have the biggest equipment. We can be a logistics platform for intra-African trade. That is what we are looking at. So we are really, really desirous of having people connecting on our platforms. And this is the kind of result that will come from stakeholder engagements like this. We urge people to take advantage of the opportunities presented by this magnificent facility.
Meanwhile, some members of the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce say such visits afford members the opportunity to learn.
Today's event has been very useful in the sense that we supply laboratory equipment and consumables, so getting to know how MPS Terminal 3 operates has been very useful for us. I think it's been very brilliant, and we look forward to many more of such visits because it really helps our business to have this kind of understanding of how some of the authorities or agencies kind of operate.
You know, UK Chamber is helping Ghana businesses, coordinating with the government and other authorities in Ghana to ensure that our business are run smoothly, so it will be competitive. We would like to thank UK Chamber for organizing such an event, and we wish in the near future they will organize another one.
The new Tema Port and the MPS is the biggest port project in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, some imports from China have been hit by delays and disruptions due to the current lockdown of parts of that country in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. According to the president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Edward Akron, some trade documents belonging to several importers have been locked up in China as most offices remain closed. Here's more in the following report by Sheila Tamaklo.
Following the outbreak of the deadly coronavirus, shipping companies that carry goods from China to the rest of the world reduced their schedules as part of measures to stop the spread of the virus. Similarly, lots of businesses closed down as China tried to contain the level of the epidemic. With China being Ghana's largest trade partner, concerns were raised with regards to the impact of the lockdown on trade activity. In an interview with Joy Business, President of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Edward Akron, confirmed several importers had their bills of lading locked in China, thereby disrupting import activity.
Talking to our members, we realize a lot of them have clients whose bills of lading are locked up. Okay? And so I think the certainty is not there as to when this is going to change. So it's having a great impact, on imports. I must confess. In fact, if you go even way down to, what do you call them, this courier services. I tried something online because I wanted to find out for myself. And then you'd realize that even the courier timetables, I mean, when you're thinking of maybe most of these things coming by air, then you'll begin to have this because you look at it and the delivery times for very little, items. It's going anything between 37 to 57 days. And then that is what averted my mind to the fact that, this thing has taken a real, bad hit. So across board, it has had some serious impact on trade.
So it is quite evident that the outbreak of the coronavirus in China is having long-reaching effects on various sectors of the economy and industries. And in this case, the shipping industry is feeling the pinch. With bilateral trade volumes between China and Ghana hitting some $7.25 billion, Mr. Akron highlighted there will be long-term effects. He, however, noted the traders will work on exploring new markets for their goods.
Because there were already things on the high seas already coming in. So if you're looking at when this thing actually broke out or becoming maybe a serious matter, where people now cannot go out to do all the import, the traders themselves cannot travel to make orders. Okay, even if you are doing it online is another matter because out there also, people we know other factories are closed down. They can't. So that is therein lies the problem. But I'm saying the effect will be felt in just a little, maybe a month or two, where then nothing has come from that end. Then we'll feel it. But like I'm saying, on the other hand, I mean, traders are traders. They would always find alternates. As to how it would affect pricing is another matter.
For Joy Business, Shilata Maklo reporting.
Let's turn attention to the financial sector now. All depositors with locked up funds below 70,000 Ghana cedis will be paid in full. That's the assurance coming from receiver of the defunct financial institutions, Eric Nana Nipa. He tells Joy Business persons with funds beyond the threshold will be settled with government bonds. Mr. Nipa spoke exclusively with George Riafe.
I tell you for a fact that we have paid, all right, between Monday when we commenced payments and yesterday, all right, we had paid a total of in excess of 10,000 claims. In excess of that 10,000 claims, we had paid in terms of value 610 million. We had paid. We paid schools. We credited accounts of schools. We credited accounts of hospitals. We credited accounts of some individuals. All right. So yes, we made those payments between Monday and Tuesday. All right. So we have made payments, but it doesn't surprise me because I know you would be surprised to know.
But don't you find that interesting that the receiver says I've processed these claims, I've sent text messages to maybe close to 2,000 people, and we cannot even get one person out and say that Joy FM, Joy Business, I have been a beneficiary. I won't give you the details. We are struggling.
Well, you may struggle because when people get money, they only want others to know that they have money, so you come with your worries and your problems on them. Okay, but we received several thank yous. We received several
and the receiver is prepared to share that with us.
I can share them with you. We received several thank yous that thank you, the message came, I followed up with CBG, I got my funds. We have them. All right. But then that is the occupational hazard that I face. No thank you as such to testify that yes, you've indeed delivered. And that's what it is. And that is what actually belies the hard work that we are doing.
In the president's announcement, he talked about the fact that everyone is going to get his or her money. Now, how is this payment being done? We are hearing a bit about cash and bonds. I have my money there, about 100 million Ghana cedis. The president has said that, George, you're going to get everything. What is this bonds thing all about? Well, and why are you doing a mix of cash and bonds?
Let me explain, George, because I think this is a very important point. In the president's address, the president did say that all depositors, that depositors will be fully paid. Okay, there are monies that have been locked up. All right. Of course, this applies, and I must emphasize, okay, to depositors whose claims have been validated and agreed in the receivership process.
Now, over 600,000 businesses, including churches, which are limited by guarantee, risk having their names being deleted from the register of companies if they fail to file their returns and also re-register. The companies now have up to the end of December to do so, or may have to wait for 12 good years before they can be readmitted to the register by the Registrar General if their names are struck out. This was disclosed by the Registrar General, Jemima Owari, when she paid a courtesy call on the Multimedia Group Limited.
You have to update the registrar. It's law. Okay. Now, between 1963 to now, many businesses in Ghana, and I'm talking about big businesses in Ghana, have not bothered to do this re-registration. So what they are telling me is they've not also filed annual returns. And under the laws, I can go ahead and dissolve you. And that's what I want to do now. I want to kickstart that process of dissolving and taking dormant companies off my register. So if you know you are not dormant, if you know you are seriously doing business in Ghana, then please, I'll put out a notice by the end of March and give you 2 months. Come and inform me whether you are still operating in Ghana by filing your annual return and your financial statement. If for any reason you haven't even done business since 1963 to date, no problem. We file what we call a nil return, where the financial statement, the auditor will state that this company has not done business. But give me information on the company, whether the name is still the same, whether the directors are dead and gone, and if they are dead and gone, who replaced them? Yeah, maybe the shareholders have been changed. Who are the new shareholders? That's the information I require when I say file an annual return. And so between now and March, I'll come out with a notice and put out the names of all such businesses. Try my best. I'm talking about 600 and something thousand that have not bothered to do re-registration, because I've registered the historical database about 700,000. Less than 10% have done the re-registration.
Less than 10%. So what is happening to the 90%?
Yes, they are sitting there doing businesses, contracts, and yet they are dead to me.
But when you dissolve them, what will be their basis of walking around and saying their companies, what will happen to them?
Yeah, in law, if I finally dissolve you and strike your name off the register, you cannot carry on business in Ghana again until 12 years. You have a whole 12 years within which you can petition the courts, the high courts, and if they so wish, they will put your name, they will compel me to put your name back on the register. But I cannot just dissolve a company name just like that. That's why I'm coming to you to sensitize the public. I'm giving you within now and the end of the year. Do what you have to do.
She also cautioned the public against paying monies given to individuals through mobile money platforms to file their returns.
I want to use this medium to educate and sensitize the business community, not to be fooled or hoodwinked by anybody who calls them, supposedly from my department, that they are calling from the audit unit. They even actually give room numbers, room 10, room 33. That they are the audit unit that are calling for people to come and renew their businesses. Otherwise, I'll strike their names off the register. Then they give a Momo number and ask our clients to pay monies to this Momo number. I'm using your medium. Please do not pay any monies to anybody who calls you and asks you to pay money to a Momo number. First of all, Registrar General's Department does not have a Momo number. And they've registered these Momo numbers in their names and put at the end of it registered general department. So you would think it's coming from my office. And they're asking for sums as high as 1,000 Ghana cedis. They are threatening them that if you don't come, we'll take your name off the register. And people are blindly believing this and paying them. I've been able to arrest one such person. I got conviction. He's behind bars right now.
How many years?
He got it for 6 months. Okay. But they haven't stopped. They are still all around my office. But they are saying they are in the office from the audit unit. They are lawyers. They are using all kinds of tricks. Please, the office has a bank, on-site bank, Fidelity Bank. If it comes to filing your annual returns, and let me give the figures out so that you don't get confused. To file an annual return is just 50 Ghana cedis for each year. To renew a business name is just 25 Ghana cedis for each year. To renew a partnership is just 75 Ghana cedis for each year. Re-registration is free. If anybody asks you that, pay for re-registration, it's free. To get a tax identification number is free. The only thing you pay is the penalty, which is currently 400 Ghana cedis. Just one time. People are even charging each month 400, and people are paying.
Business Live, let's take a breather here. More business after this. Welcome back. Now, the Ghana Rubber Estate Limited, GRAIL's newly constructed 5-ton per hour factory will give impetus to Ghana's quest to adding value to raw materials for export. Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry in charge of industries, Robert Aumkalinsi, noted at the commissioning of the first phase of GRAIL's 20-ton rubber production plant in the Western region. The factory will facilitate manufacturing of ties for the vehicular assembling plants expected to start operations in the country this year.
For us to increase that to create wealth. And so when you see Ivorian investment here, that is also a part of it. It also adds another aspect, which is the importance of what we call regional value chains, to ensure that raw material gained in one part of a region can be used towards business in another and still count towards the continental free trade and increase businesses amongst our 54 African countries. It is a remarkable feat, and for that we must applaud the owners, the workers, the construction companies, and all that have been involved in creating this that we see here today. I'm told between November 2018, when they started, and November 2019, where they finished, they've managed to invest nearly 24 million euros to prepare this for us to see today. I think that it turns a great applause for them. Well done. Great job. But what is important is not necessarily just the numbers. It is what it will do and the opportunity and how it links in to industrial transformation agenda of our country. First of all, I'm told that as a result of this new investment, the total capacity will go from something like 50 tons per annum to 70 tons per annum. So 50 to 70 tons per annum in terms of what they're able to actually process on site. Very positive. By 2028, that will be close to 100 tons per annum. Now, why is that important? We're here on the rubber estate. Now, you may not automatically think how that links in, but that links in very clearly, for instance, to one of our strategic anchor industries, which is the encouragement of a value chain approach towards the assembly of vehicles. And as you're aware, 3 companies are opening their manufacturing plants in Ghana this year: Volkswagen, Nissan, and Toyota. Again, that I think deserves an applause.
Meanwhile, the administrator for CIFCA, the mother company of GRAIL Production and SMU Production in Côte d'Ivoire, Jean-Louis Billon, also expressed appreciation to the government of Ghana for the One District, One Factory initiative.
Strategy is based on a sustainable long-term relationship with our 120,000 private farmers and our growers who supply us with more than 75% of the raw material we process. The backbone of this long-lasting relationship with our private farmers and our growers for decades has been through our quality extension services to them. GRAIL's nucleus operation is spread across 90 communities in the western, central, and eastern regions with a concession size of 21,476 hectares. This annual production of its nucleus plantation is about 20,000 metric tons and is expected to increase up by 2025. GRAIL also operates a 10-ton-hours rubber processing factory with an annual production of 50,000 tons located in Apinemin in Ahanda, West Municipality of the Western Region of the Republic of Ghana. The total workforce directly engaged by GRAIL is about 3,412, made up 497 permanent staff and 3,000 contract workers. In addition, it provides jobs for about 9,000 workers employed directly through the AeroPP to work on outgrower farms.
The Banana Producers Association in Ghana is confident it will maximize exports in the coming weeks as stakeholders in the fruits and vegetable community sign onto a banana occupational health and safety initiative. Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Ignatius Bafwewia, believes the move can ensure sustainable banana production and trade by improving sustainable lifestyles.
Workers within the banana production value chain can go about their daily activities without fear of not being covered under any occupational health and safety regulation. Facilitated by the World Banana Forum and Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the Banana Occupational Health and Safety Initiative is expected to cushion farmers against some hazards that come with production of bananas in Ghana. Minister of Employment and Labour Relations Ignatius Bafwewia remarked the initiative will soon be replicated across all sectors of work.
This manual will be given live through constant application and reference by plantation owners as well as unions and workers to enable us reduce accidents on the farms to the barest minimum.
President of the Banana Producers Association, Anthony Blay, explained to Joy Business how urgent the Banana Occupational Health and Safety Initiative will be to enhancing exports of bananas from Ghana.
We are faced with the huge challenge of minimizing the impact of the use of agrochemicals, as well as relative to the fact that most of the activities are manual, which means that the human element, the people who are involved in the production processes, should be offered the needed protection.
Meanwhile, Health Services Manager of Golden Exotics Limited, Dr. Kofi David, has detailed to Joy Business content of Banana Occupational Health and Safety Initiative.
It's actually an occupational health and safety management system that we are setting up. So this is more of the policy document. That's part one.
The manual will be officially launched in February and expected to benefit women in the banana production value chain.
And that's it for Business Live tonight. Many thanks for your company. My name is Emmanuel Abwaji. For more businesses, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Have a good evening.